Hello good people, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here, and if you are new here, welcome. If you don't know who I am, my name is Martha. Look guys, I'm at the library today doing a little research, trying to read some of these articles and some of these papers because you know it's so hard to get a newspaper now unless you subscribe to it, and I really don't feel like doing that. So I'm at the library. I'm looking at the Wall Street Journal paper, and I'm waiting for them to get today's paper in. They haven't received it yet, so I'm looking at Tuesday, June 3rd, and I actually also have the USA Today also. So I just kind of like wanted to see exactly what these people are talking about in some of these news articles and see what's kicking off. And what first thing that came to me was, you guys do remember the man that set the people on fire, the Jewish community. You know what I find interesting on that is how this man had the nerve to sit up here and set people on fire, and they pick him up and walk him away. I mean, just pick him up, throw the handcuffs on him, and he's walking away. Now, we all know if that would have been someone else of a different color, like someone that's black, it's no way in the world this man would have been getting up, walking away. It wouldn't have never happened. But this man actually walked away. See, this is the kind of foolishness that we are dealing with in our society, with this government, and it's been like that forever. It doesn't have anything to do with this administration because it's always been like that. But what I can say is, with this administration right now, too much. They're doing everything over the top. Don't be wrong, I'm not condoning violence, but we all know if that was someone of color that did this, set somebody on fire, he would not be up and walking. We know that off the top. Let me just leave it at that. We know that off the top. Absolutely. Yeah. Next article I kind of ran across, they're talking about FEMA. FEMA is going back to old hurricane plan. She just brought me today's Wall Street Journal. But anyway, I'm sorry. But if you haven't been living under a rock, you know that FEMA has not been doing what they needed to do. Okay? So this article right here is saying that FEMA is going back to old hurricane plan. I'm going to read a little bit of it. It says Washington Federal Emergency Management Agency officials are scrapping a hurricane response plan that it recently appointed a leader, David Richardson, had said was close to completion, according to the agent's staff. With hurricane season kicking off this month, Richardson told staff Monday the agency would return to the same guidance for hurricane response as last year. Some were confused how, given the agency had eliminated key programs and sharply cut its workforce. Richardson told FEMA staff in a Monday call that he didn't want to create a new plan that might contradict what a newly created FEMA Review Council, co-chaired by Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, might propose. The new FEMA leader suggested he recently learned there is an annual hurricane season, stunning the workforce of the agency tasked with responding to disasters. He has expressed surprise in meetings at the scope of the agency mission, the Wall Street Journal previously reported. Yesterday, as everybody knows, was the first day of the hurricane season, Richardson said. I didn't realize it was a season. The season lasts from June 1 through November. Okay, so you mean tell me you appointed someone to be over FEMA and you don't know when the hurricane season starts? This is insane. This administration is off the chain. It doesn't make sense. There's an article out here and it's talking about where Trump's businesses have expanded. I really would like to dive into it, but it's just a lot of garbage here. It's a lot of garbage. Trump organization overseas businesses. One, announcement from 1997 to 2016, Trump International Ventures began more than 25 years ago after he rebounded from his financial woes of the 1990s. Two, announcement from 2016 to 2024, during the Trump first presidency, the company announced 2 new overseas projects and backed away from projects in more than 10 countries, including Russia, China, Israel, Brazil, and Argentina. After he left office, the company started planning for new deals abroad. 3, announcements since November 2024, the Trump Organization expansion accelerated over Trump re-election. The company and its partners announced 12 projects. Most are located in the Middle East, while 5 in India, making it the largest concentration of Trump properties outside of U.S. Days. Wall Street Journal. So let's look at that and see what they're talking about in here. Today, see what's up. I'm old school. I prefer to have a newspaper in hand and be able to read it. I did subscribe to the Washington Post or whatever. I subscribe to them, but I don't want to read something on my cell phone. So I kind of ended that subscription. So like I said, I prefer to have a newspaper in hand where I can just sit back, relax, have something to drink, and kind of see what's going on, face to face. So let's see what's up. You guys didn't listen to Roland Martin last night. I don't know if it was his last video that he posted, which I doubt, but it was the last thing that I actually seen before I went to bed. And I can relate to him so tough when he actually talked about this, because I always have people that make comments in my videos talking about how, black people always seem to have their hand out. And Roland Martin hit it on the head, because I would always say too, why is it that it's always black people talking about black people always got their hand out? Why is it always black people? But the thing of the matter is, you all just don't realize how these big corporations always have their damn hand out. All these big well-known companies, Jeff Bezos, Amazon, Elon Musk is the number one, has always had his hand out begging for money from the government, and they have been giving it to him, So, but for someone black to come out and just say, we need to stop having our hand out, let me tell you something, even if you're not a corporation or a company and you worked here in the United States all your life and you pay taxes, you should have your hand out. You should be able to get everything that comes to you because you worked here and you pay taxes. So if you get disabled and it's time for you to collect your SSDI, you should be able to do that. No one should make you feel like that you don't have the right to get that. So miss me, black people that be talking that nonsense about we always got our hand out. Miss me with that, because you don't know what you're talking about. So if you're thinking that way, you are absolutely wrong. That is not the way to think. Because if you've been here all your life and you're working, you are to do everything that needs to come to you when that time comes. Without a doubt. Because everybody else is getting it. So with that being said, let's keep on looking and see what's up out here. Oh Lord, let's read this. World News. Trump says Putin will respond to attacks. President Trump said Wednesday that Russian President Vladimir Putin told him he would respond to Ukraine's recent attack, dampening the prospects for immediate peace between Moscow and Kyiv. President Putin did say, and very strongly, that he will have to respond to the recent attacks on the airfield. Trump posted on Truth Social, noting that the leader spoke on a call that lasted about an hour and 15 minutes. They also discussed Iran, with Trump saying that they agree that Tehran can't have a nuclear weapon. Trump didn't say whether he urged Putin not to launch a retaliatory attack on Ukraine. Through recently, he had expressed frustrations with Russia. Trump didn't say whether he urged Putin not to launch a retaliatory attack on Ukraine. Trump has called for peace and lamented the loss of lives on both sides. though recently he has expressed frustration with Russia continued strikes against Ukraine. Really? Really? Okay. He's frustrated now. Okay, all right. Ukraine last week, when Trump was asked if he thought Putin wanted peace, he told reporters he didn't know. But Trump privately has told friends that ending the war is harder than he imagined. I bet it is, because you told everyone when you got into the office that you were going to end this war, and it's still going on. Because you're a liar. Over the weekend, Ukraine launched Clementine drones attacked on 4 military airfields inside Russia, delivering the biggest blow of the war against Moscow. Long-range bomber fleets, much of the damaged equipment is irreplaceable or hard to rebuild. Trump said the call with Putin was a good conversation, but not a conversation that would lead to immediate peace. Oh, Lord have mercy. And for the people that voted for him, I swear to God, you all are the biggest fools ever. The biggest fools ever. I mean, all of this could have been avoided if people would have just, got out there and did what they needed to do. But everybody was so bamboozled, the ones that voted for him and the ones that didn't vote for him, the ones that stayed home, I don't know what you guys were thinking about, but for the people that voted for him, you all were just bamboozled. He lied to you guys like it was nothing. And then what make it so bad, people told you all, Michelle Obama, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, these people told you what was going to happen, but you all still did what you wanted to do because you felt like stuff wasn't going to happen to you all. You felt like it was going to fall on someone else, like black people, But now you all are seeing a harsh reality of what they're doing to people. And it's a disgrace. It's absolutely a disgrace. Let's continue. Getting back to what I was saying before earlier about how they say that black people need to stop putting a hand out for a handout. Here is a list of all the CFO Council financial leaders from the world's most influential companies. You see this list right here? This long list of all of these companies. These people have had their hands out for the government to assist them. And it has happened. The ones for the black people that keep saying that black people need to, stop having a handout. Take a look at this, because these companies have had their hand out and the government has done for them. I tell you, you all better get real. You better know exactly what's going on. And stop pretending like you don't know what's up. Yeah, let's talk about Elon Musk while I'm still looking. I mean, all of a sudden now, this clown is acting like he don't agree with this so-called big, beautiful bill. I refuse to believe that you didn't know anything about what this man was going to do and what he was going to put into this bill. I refuse to believe that. And if anybody sit up here and believe that this man is sincere on what he's talking about, he wants to stay relevant. He wants to get back into the mix of everything. That's my opinion. He know that everybody is hating him and his Tesla is not doing well, and you can't tell me that you didn't know what this man was putting into this bill. So now you all are trying to play on people's intelligence because you're still the same person that has killed all these people with taking away the humanitarian aid that has been going to these countries for years. So you're the same person that have killed these people. Children, babies, everywhere. So you're the same, he's the same person. So don't fall for the okie doke on what he's talking about. I don't believe nothing what none of them say. Period. None of them. What they're talking about right now is all, to me, still a distraction on what Trump is really doing. And we need to keep our eyes open. And that's the bottom line on that. So I'm going to keep looking and keep reading. And I think I'm gonna end it here because I don't want this to be entirely too long. But yeah, you guys comment below and tell me what your thoughts are on what's going on whatever you want to talk about. Just comment below and we'll go from there, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.